All right, is it time?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The jerky wars.
Oh, jeez.
Begun the jerky wars have.
How about this meme? How about
brother.
John, first of all, stealing this meme from Caleb, apparently?
What do you mean?
seen it?
That's
What?
Yoda. That's
Yeah.
Yoda.
So apparently,
Caleb's is higher quality.
I saw this. Well,
Really? The
Yeah.
pixelization, what gave it away?
Yeah, John, it looks like crap there. It's
You
very
could have found
pixel.
a
No,
way
it's
more clear
not.
picture of it. What do you mean? No, it's not.
The hands are way clearer than Yoda is. The font bad, but apparently Caleb did this first. Did you steal this idea from Caleb Henry?
No.
Wow.
Okay. Tough look if you
Wow.
did. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
Sad.
Find the most JPEG picture of Yoda. That
It's
you could
so
have.
bad. Yeah.
That is not a JPEG picture of Yoda.
I've never heard that expression before, Nick.
Once again,
I'll
once
pixelate.
again, NRG Lincoln carrying NRG Omaha.
yeah, that's just,
Tale as old as time.
That's not true. It's not tale as old as time.
First of all, neither of you know what you're talking about. Secondly,
Yeah, we gotta
look at
get
this
to the-
delicious jerky in here. So the deal is the pipeline jerky has been a thing for what, a year or two?
Again, I thought that this was the Cam Jurgens jerky.
No, this is not Cam
Jim
Jerky.
Jerkin.
This is not Jerky.
Yeah.
Jerkin.
Jerky. But the pipeline jerky has been out,
Okay.
and it's a local company.
And that's with, I was on their website. I'm trying to even remember.
I looked at it too.
Who are the
Yeah.
players, Jack? Do you remember who these guys are?
Well,
Who
they
is
had
that? Is that-
pictures of
who
current
is that?
offensive linemen, and
Yeah.
they also
Yeah.
had pictures of old, like the pipeline guy, like Brendan
Yeah.
Sty, Zadiska, those guys.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Leaguer.
So they have the pipeline, and this has been out there,
Mhm.
and they've got two flavors, which we're getting both, by the way:
Hell yes.
the honey barbecue and the peppercorn.
Awesome.
And
Thank you
this
for
is-
your service.
And this is like the original NIL. It was meant to be sold so that they could turn some of the money over and
Give it
give
to the
some
players.
NIL to the
NIL
offensive-
the way the good Lord intended
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
We like that, folks. Don't
Well, here in the last, what was it, week, couple days, the folks at 1890,
we? Mm-hmm.
who are of course
Bold and spicy.
they are backed by the Peed family, which are behind the Piedmontese beef,
Mm-hmm.
with locations expanding to Omaha soon.
Mm.
They already had a beef jerky, but they've kind of taken some of theirs and they've relabeled it Cornhead,
Yeah. So they rebranded one of their beef jerkies.
one of
they
their
already had.
original beef jerkies. Yeah.
Okay.
brand.
And now they're selling that as part of the 1890 initiative.
Okay.
And the argument is,
So that money goes to the players too?
yes. So both.
Does it? Wait, does anyone know that? Does anybody really know that?
Well, I mean,
Or how
it's
that
18
works?
I mean, it's well, the money's going to 1890, and 1890 is the
Is it?
NIL. So
Who knows? Who knows what's
What do
happening
you
with
mean,
any
who
of
knows?
this money?
We know it. Well,
We don't. We don't know how any of this stuff works.
well, we're
I
not.
mean, I don't-
supposed- we don't technically know, but we know. Because I
That-
mean, the kids are getting paid.
I feel like I feel like all of the jerky is about making someone other than players some pretty good money. Why do I get that feeling?
The 1890 or the other
All
one
of it.
too?
All of it.
Mm.
It feels like that thing when you go through the grocery store and they ask you, would you like
Oh,
to
you wanna
donate?
round up?
Would you like to round up to help children? And you're like,
Or how about the spirit plates?
Is that supposed to go to 1890 or the players too?
No. But some of those spirit plates, not as much money as you think goes to the cause.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we found that out when we had the pediatric cancer plates
Oh.
on my wife's car.
which is the jerky that is resulting in the least personal profit for the people behind them, and which one is giving the most to players? And that's the one I'll pick.
Now
How's
that
that sound?
we don't know.
I know.
Because, again, we have no idea exactly who's getting paid what by NIL, which is one of the many
We need some
goofy things about NIL.
We need some
I'm
inside info on this.
I'm on the Cornhead on the Cornhead website, or it's the Piedmontese website. 12 bags of 3 ounces of Cornhead. Okay, 3 ounce bag of
So it's
jerky.
36 ounces. So that's what 2 pounds? A little more
So
than 2
like, I
How
think
many
that one in the picture is probably the 3 ounce package. I assume.
Yeah.
You can see there.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
your guess? 12. It's a package of 12. You can do it in either
got an
flavor:
email.
hickory, bold, and spicy. What's your guess for how much that costs?
Well, I've seen the price because I've seen the price for
Okay.
all three.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, John?
Yeah.
Oh, 110.89.
Whoa.
I think one
Better be the
and
best
our
jerky of all time.
Our friend Dave Fight did a story on this this weekend. And I think one kind of comes to like a little over $9 a bag, and the other one's like just below $9 a bag. I think is
Jerky's already notoriously overpriced that it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Like
Oh,
my
it's a-
theory is divide the if you could cut the jerky price in half, just all jerky in the world, you'd quintuple the sales of it.
You think it's like one of the presidential candidates was like, I'm going to cut the price of beef jerky? You think he'd get a lot of votes?
I think the whole economy would change.
Wow.
Yeah.
The cost per pound on that is like
Well,
higher than a good ribeye.
cows would be running for their lives.
They certainly would.
Seriously,
But the
Josh, you
argument-
could get a steak per ounce more.
It's
more.
wild.
The argument
I do
here
not get
is
it.
the argument here is that the Pipeline brand, which did come out first,
Mm-hmm.
that's a unique thing, just theirs, and that the Cornhead or 1890 folks are honing in on their territory when they should be not competing for the same audience, right? Yeah, the Piedmontese folks, they could sell steaks, for example, because they do.
Mhm.
And some of that profit, they could brand some ribeyes as Cornhead and sell that and not get into the beef jerky business, which the Pipeline folks, that's the only thing they do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the argument is, why are we competing for the same crowd?
Because there's money to be made. That again, the idea, the
Well,
thought
yeah.
that this, hold on, just let me. The idea that this whole thing is out of the warmth of the heart of these jerky makers wanting to bequeath
yes.
all this money on college football players is misguided. There's someone making money on these, and that's why they want to compete, because they think it's a good market to make money for the people who want to make a profit, and then put at the end of it, a portion of proceeds will be given to the Nebraska offensive line, a portion of the proceeds will be given to the Nebraska football program or NIL. Do we know how much? No, I don't know. I have no idea. But that's why they don't care about, Cornhead gets in this, and they don't care about, it being a competing entity for NIL. They're getting into. Do you think Cornhead beef jerky is going to make a significant contribution and make any kind of significant impact on the NIL situation this year in terms of how much
No,
it's
probably
rolled
not.
out in NIL?
No.
Unless there's a large
No.
jerky contingent out there that we just don't know about.
No.
People love beef jerky.
Why
They
do
do.
you do it?
They do, but most people are going to buy they go to their Casey's or their Quickie Mart and get their jerky. They're not going to order it in mass unless it's like the top end, like the Omaha Steaks of beef jerky, where it's like, no, I got to have this brand because it's so really good, which is again why 1890, we need your Cornhead jerky so we can do the side-by-side taste test.
We definitely want to try. By the way, I got a message from someone that I'm going to henceforth refer to as Mr. Scoop, who says, I don't know why, 1890s jerky has all the proceeds, less than the cost of jerky, going to the athletes. Pete's make no personal profit. Pipeline jerky takes the profit on top of the cost before passing along to student athletes.
Why don't they say that? Why is that not said anywhere? That would be good to know.
Now, part of that is a little misleading because the Cornhead jerky is basically the jerky they already sell. It's rebranded.
Right.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so
Correct.
it's not so they didn't have to all of a sudden start a beef jerky processing organization to get this product off the shelves. All they needed to do was change out the labeling.
So Josh, you're telling me that your source is telling you that when they sell it, they cover costs, and then all of the proceeds go to some sort of general 1890 student fund?
Yes.
I guess.
That's what he's saying.
So it's just kind of a fundraiser, essentially, is what it is for the general fund. Well, Pipeline, I believe,
like selling Girl Scout cookies.
What I believe Pipeline Jerky says is that a portion of the proceeds go to the Nebraska offensive line.
Yeah,
Right.
and he said Pipeline Jerky takes a profit on top of the cost before passing along to the student athletes.
I don't know, man. I think all the
I just want to try these two and see which one's good.
I think all the jerky eaters are the ones that are getting swindled here in this thing.
because of the cost.
We have been for years by eating jerky already.
Yeah. President B, come out in support of lowering costs.
Jerky prices have been ridiculous.
It'll change the economy.
This is legit the worst item in commerce to attach to this NIL thing because it's an already overpriced item. Pick an underpriced item and do it. Pick an underpriced item. So that, and then
bananas.
If we're going to do it this way, yeah, I don't know. What hasn't increased in price over the years?
Jack Doc agrees with you. He says, exactly, Jack, just a bunch of scam artists looking to make a quick buck off someone else's back. They can make 10 million and donate 1,000 and say they are contributing. It's sad, the state of reality these days.
Wow, everyone's out on NIL now.
It's not the idea of NIL. I just want, if you are going, and I feel the same way when I'm asked again, like in all seriousness about these, like you buy something and part of the way they market you to buy it is a proceed of so-and-so will go to John. Remember that guy wanted to always get us on and sell those footballs that he made. You remember those?
Oh yeah. We've got one in here.
Oh, do you have one in here? Do you remember do you remember that they sold that football for $100+ and said a portion of proceeds will go toward, I can't remember what the good cause was. And I'm sure it was a good cause. And I'm sure they did give something, but that was the way, that was the hook, right? That was the hook to get media coverage and advertising and calling me and you for interviews, right?
Yeah.
That was the hook. So pardon me for having a little bit of cynicism around this whole thing.
Well, Jack can be cynical. He can be the Padme. Because, Padme was very cynical about the Clone Wars.
Younglings? And I've had the Piedmontese jerky. It's good. It's good. I've not had the pipeline jerky.
Big 1890 has gotten to Jack.
Well, they need to send some of that our way so we can do the true
buy us out too.
The true blind side-by-side taste test.
Send them, send these guys the jerky, and I'll take some too, and then send me all the details on the accounting for the whole thing. And then,
I'm sure they'll get right on that.
Well, then we'll figure out which one we like best. Huh?
Sure
How's that sound?
Right on.
Nice.
Yeah, because we know so much about exactly what's going on behind closed doors at NIL collectives.